So I stopped caring about what my husband was doing. I encountered the shock of my life. A, the father of the newborn, was there with his new wife, both wearing matching outfits, with their baby in hand. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Hive. My name is Wumi. Welcome. This is the second edition of the Hive. Here at the Hive, what we do is to read out real life stories of women. Most of the stories I have are about single moms. Okay, so we read out their stories, and then we try to learn a thing or two from them. Okay, we're not here to judge them. We are not here to pass any silly comments. We're here to learn and perhaps just drop in a thing or two about what went wrong, or what could have been avoided, or what could have been done better. All right, so if you missed the first edition, just go to my channel and check out the video there. There are real stories, there are true stories of people who are still hurting. So please let us learn to keep the comments simple. All right, so going forward, the Hive will drop every Tuesday and Friday. All right, so please just hit the notification bell so that you get notified anytime a new episode drops. All right, okay, so today's topic, let's get straight into it. Today's topic is titled The Double Life That Changed Everything. Let's go. In January 2015, I met my ex-husband at the bank where I worked. His striking looks caught my eye immediately, and I was smitten even before we started dating. 2 years later, we were happily married. Our first year of marriage was blissful, and in 2016, we welcomed our first baby, who brought immense joy to our lives. However, by 2017, small arguments about my family's constant need for money escalated into major fights. A started spending weekends away under the guise of work trips, and I often found myself going to bed alone. Our physical intimacy dwindled, and he started coming home late or not at all. I felt isolated and repeatedly expressed my concerns, but nothing changed. Considering divorce felt premature, and being a private person, I kept my struggles to myself. By 2019, my loneliness was unbearable. Seeking companionship, I set up my online dating profile. Okay, my first few matches were awkward, with forced conversation that led nowhere. Then I met T, whose genuine interest and shared sense of humor felt like a breath of fresh air. I fell in love and began contemplating leaving A for T. My relationship with A deteriorated further, and by 2020 we stopped sharing a bedroom. This gave me more privacy for my interactions with T. I used a fake online picture fearing being caught, but eventually confessed my true identity to T. T paused when I revealed my true identity. Questions raced through his mind. Could he trust me? But over the next few weeks, our conversation about our fears and dreams solidified our bond. In 2021, while cleaning the house, I came across my husband's bank statement. One name kept reappearing, a female name, a name I didn't recognize. I tried searching for this name online, but found too many similar results and couldn't pinpoint the right one. I even attempted to unlock my husband's phone, but he had obviously changed his password from what I used to know a few years back. Finally, I confronted him about it. Which led to another big fight, worsening our relationship. Feeling guilty about my own secret affairs, I decided to live with the situation, blaming him for the person I had become. This growing wall between us pushed me to focus fully on T. If he could do it, so could I. So I stopped caring about what my husband was doing. One weekend, T and I attended his friend's younger sister's naming ceremony. It was a small, intimate gathering with close family and friends. When we arrived, I encountered the shock of my life. A, the father of the newborn, was there with his new wife, both wearing matching outfits with their baby in hand. I walked out of the party stunned. Then I revealed the truth to T outside the party. T was shocked, explaining that what he had heard was that A told the family he separated from his wife and was convincing his parents about his separation and new family. He said that soon an introduction with the two families will be initiated. That night, packing my belongings, I felt a mix of relief and sorrow. Confronted A one last time, seeking closure. His indifference confirmed my decision, but the conversation left me with a heavy heart, knowing that was the end of a significant chapter in my life. Well, we both played our parts in this, but I still feel like it brought out the beast in me. Alright, welcome back, guys. Wow, that was a story. Okay, so when I first read through this, a couple of things went through my mind. Like, I was like, what's going on here? What's going on here? You know, and I think the first thing for me is I wanted to look at, to pinpoint what went wrong really. And if you would agree with me, one of the things that went wrong with this relationship, I would say, is communication breakdown. Obviously the man was angry about something. What we have here is over family needs, which I don't think should spiral into a complete separation leading to a divorce, if you ask me. Okay, we could talk about it. I don't know right now, like I jotted out some things, but right now reading it all over again, it feels different again, reading it and saying all that transpired between these two people. Yes, communication breakdown was just the first thing. Like, if you're hurting about something, then talk about it. Tell your spouse how you feel about a certain situation. Now this brings me to the next thing. I feel like one other thing that went wrong is emotional neglect. You can't ignore your partner and then expect them to just be okay with it. There was complete neglect on the side of the woman. I would say, from the story we've heard, there was no communication, there was no intimacy between them anymore. Sometimes he would come home, sometimes he comes home, most times he comes home late. This woman has got feelings too, she's got emotions, and she's feeling neglected. And of course, the next thing for her is that she's seeking out solace, seeking out comfort elsewhere, hence the online dating. Okay, she's got to get it from somewhere. You can't ignore her and expect her to stay still. I'm not here to encourage that. I'm only saying that we deal with things differently. If you're not giving her the attention, definitely she's going to get it elsewhere, and she's going to jump on it because she's human and she's got feelings. Same goes with the man too. If a man feels neglected, the next thing for him is to look for attention elsewhere. All right, and then there was this issue of unresolved conflict. Okay, conflict stemming from argument over family needs. Okay, so I would say that I think that for every couple going into a relationship, when it comes to finances, you guys need to agree and discuss so many things. What are limits? What do we do with money? How do we share money? How do we spend money? How do we accommodate our extended families? All of these things should be completely discussed so that it does not come in future and then become a problem. Because if they had a shared understanding about the financial obligations to the extended family, then it won't have become a problem between both of them. Obviously, they had no such knowledge or understanding as to what each person's contribution would be towards their family. So yeah, I jotted down lack of transparency. They were obviously keeping so many things away from themselves. He had a girlfriend and she had online dating with her own person. It was just all over the place. Everybody just said, they just drifted apart and just started doing their own thing. So what could they have done better? First is open communication. I talked about that earlier. And then if you have a problem as couples, seek professional help. There are people out there who get paid, or who might even be willing to just offer an advice that could help them as a couple. I didn't see them trying at all. That's one thing I noticed here. I didn't see them trying to make this work. So it just brought up the question for me, like, were they really in love? Did these two really love themselves? Because I looked at the premise and I noticed she said that at some point that the first thing for her was the looks. So sometimes when reality kicks in, you don't see the looks anymore. It fades, goes off. So I really don't know if it was just attraction, the kind of attraction that comes with how the person looks, or if it was something deeper and not just on the surface level. So I don't know what it is, but I may be wrong. They probably might have been very much in love. Yeah. So yeah, seek professional help. I mean, it's not that deep. Yeah, and then like I said earlier, set boundaries and expectations about families, financial responsibilities. How do we spend our money? How do we go about our finances? What is our contribution towards family needs, or upkeep in the family, clothing, investments, savings? All of these things should be discussed. We shouldn't just assume that, okay, yes, we're married, yeah, your money is my money is your money. Some people don't have that kind of belief, so you need to put that on the table. Okay. And then I also wrote here that for every relationship that has survived up until this minute, one of the things that has happened is that these two people have invested in their relationship. You can't neglect your partner and not invest in activities that would make your relationship interesting and then expect to get the best from them. Date nights, have shared activities, cook together, take a walk together, jog together, play games together, study together, watch movies together. Being in a relationship is work. Forget about it. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. It is work. And it's not just work, it's deliberate work. I mean, you deliberately do things, okay? You need to put in the works, okay? All right, so I mean, that's it. That's my thoughts on this issue. What's your thoughts? What do you think went wrong? What do you think they could have avoided? What do you think that can be done? And I don't know if I see a possibility in both of them coming back, because I mean, trust is broken here. And one more thing is, I do not think a relationship with T would last. I mean, T already had this. He withdrew when he heard about the married thing, the marriage thing and the fake picture profile thing. And I'm thinking, what's going to be his own thoughts to that? Can I trust this woman if I get married to her to stay true to me in the relationship? Maybe I'll reply and see if I can get a response from her as to where she is with T as of today. But I doubt if the guy would want to stay committed, considering the nature of the relationship and the things that he has discovered along the line. Okay, all right, so but there's obviously no trust in that marriage, and trust is very important. It's a solid foundation for every relationship. All right, I'll be waiting to hear from you guys, and that's it for me today on the Hive. All right, so if you have any comments, if you have any suggestions, please just ensure to keep it simple, and do not forget that this show runs every Tuesday and Friday. Hit the notification bell to get notified, and please like this post, share this post. Till we see you again. I love you. Cheers.